Hey friends, so sorry. I actually was about to go live and my grandma called me and I wanted to take her call because she just had surgery. So everything got pushed back a little bit tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to waste any more time. So Anna, I have a no. I have the Three of Swords. Alana, I have a yes, King of Pentacles. Hood Mystic, I have a maybe, the Hierophant. Amy, I have a yes, Temperance. And thank you for asking. I'm feeling okay. I took some pain meds. You're welcome. Daisha, I have a no, Three of Swords. Joyful Dolphin. The card I have for your question is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a yes. Joan, I have a yes, the Six of Wands. Amy, thank you for checking in on me. You're welcome, Joan. Alex. I have a yes. Knight of Cups. Shayna J, thank you for the donation. I went ahead and updated the list. You're welcome, Alex. Shayna, I have a yes, the Emperor. Haley, I have a yes, 7 of Pentacles. You're welcome, Haley. Oh, Amy, okay. Hey, beautiful love. All right, the last question I answer for free will be for beautiful love, and then we are moving on to donations. I went ahead and posted the list in the chat, so everyone should be able to see where they are. If you don't see your name and you donated, please let me know. All right, beautiful love. Beautiful love. I have a yes, King of Wands. Alex, I am shuffling for you now. You're welcome, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. You should definitely do something fun. So, Alex, for the in-depth love reading, I just want to clarify. I have a in-depth spread that I have listed in my description, and then I also can just pull an in-depth freestyle reading. Do you have a preference? Do you want a structured love spread, or do you want just like a freestyle, whatever comes out kind of thing? in the description. Okay, you got it. All right, R and Alex. R and Alex. R and Alex. R and Alex. You're welcome. Okay, so Alex, for this person, I can definitely see the appeal of R. So, and I can actually see R's appeal towards you as well. Um, but I feel like R seems to be this type of baby. I'm picking up like feeling of escape, feeling of fun, feeling of almost like this person, and maybe he's let you into these thoughts, or he or she, whoever this is, has let you into these thoughts of theirs, and this is intrigued. But there's a lot of mystery surrounding this person. I feel like they are very out of the box thinker. They're very imaginative, possibly creative. They might be a creative type of person. Very like free, it seems. And I can definitely see like the appeal or the allure of someone who can't be contained. It's like a butterfly, like so beautiful, but you don't want to keep it and spoil it. And just being in this person's energy, being in their presence seems to be a kind of magical. So I can completely understand that. I do feel like when it comes to like what they want and their intentions, it's really hard to pinpoint this person down, because I think truly what his intentions are and what he wants as the Knight of Swords and the Page of Page of Cups, I'm sorry. Knight of Swords, Page of Cups, is he wants to be free. Like I feel like he wants to do things impulsively. He wants to do them when he wants to do them, and he wants to kind of like be one and with the moment. Like I don't feel like he necessarily wants to think ahead. I think his intentions here with you and for you are to just kind of see how things go. I think he likes to just live in the moment and be swept away and be taken by you. And but I don't think that he's here to offer stability in any real way. I think he's the type of person that would consider an open relationship or polyamory. Um, he seems to be the kind of person you can't really just tie down. He's a lover. He's here to enjoy and indulge and gratify and satisfy. And I feel like he's just the type of person that his intentions are to just enjoy, to just be with you when he's with you and do his own thing when he's not. And I think this type of person is really beautiful, and I think this type of person is incredibly attractive. The hard part is that they have such chemistry. There's such charisma here with this type of person that it's like you want to continue to experiencing them. Like your feelings for them and what they do for you is like almost like a drug. And I feel like for this type of person that R is while it feels good or it's fun or it's exciting or whatever it is that it's doing for you, it can't be contained. And I think that's really important for you to know, is that I think even if this person was agreeable and said, okay, you know, let's really give this a go, let's be in a committed relationship, I think this would dim their light. I think they wouldn't be as happy. I think they would start to feel possibly even depressed. I feel like this person just needs to be able to be free and do what it is that they want to do. Hey, Holly, thank you for the donation. I'll be with you in a little bit. I'll update my list so that way you can see where you're at. How they feel about you, I have the Seven of Cups. So this person is like looking at you as an option, a possibility, an opportunity. This person fantasizes about you and thinks about you when you're not around. I feel like they like the thought of you, they like imagining you, they like having access to you. I think with you, Alex, is maybe down the line you're looking for something more serious. I'm not pulling an energy from you that you're saying, oh, like I need to be committed and I need to be married and I need all this stuff, this traditional conventional stuff. I think maybe one day you might want it, but I'm not getting that you're like, this is what I need right now. But what you're looking for is something a little bit more concrete, like something a little bit more like where he's pursuing you, I think is what you're looking for. You're looking for R to take action towards you, make intention towards you, and like pursue you and say like you are what I want and make those intentions clear. And I'm wondering if maybe you're having a hard time getting that from him, because I see for you, you want to date this person. I feel like, or you want to have more closeness with this person. Let's see. Strengths and weaknesses. This is actually interesting because the strength, or what pulls you together, brings you together, is the Tower. And what pulls you apart, or your weakness, is the Nine of Cups. And this is not natural positions for these cards. So I'm wondering if maybe what brings you guys together is seeing, like, for lack of better words, the fucked up parts of each other and like having common ground there. Like it brings you guys closer, seeing the similarities in the ways in which maybe you've had trauma. Like a lot of times people identify with others through trauma or through the fucked up things that have happened. And maybe you see in him and he sees in you someone that he can identify with. He sees maybe some things that weren't so great that have made you who you are, that is appealing to him, because it's not so perfect and it's a mutual thing, it seems. And as far as like the weaknesses is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups talks about fulfillment and being fulfilled and wanting fulfillment. And if that's something that you guys are not on the same page about, or if the way in which you want fulfillment is different, that can be perceived as a weakness. If you want to be fulfilled with a partner in this way and he wants it that way, then that is going to be something that pulls you guys apart. So it's like, or maybe possibly it's really easy for him or you to self-sabotage. And so having that ultimate wish, that ultimate fulfillment, the ultimate happiness of what you're looking for and dreams coming true is a scary concept. So that could be perceived as a weakness. We also have the energy around the relationship is death. Now, death talks about transitional periods, endings, letting go, moving on, moving forward, and transitioning into a new phase. This card is very vague in this position because this could mean that you guys are going your own way now. You guys are moving on from each other. But the card can also indicate that something's going to change in your relationship. And it could potentially be for the better. So I think that's kind of like a wait and see approach. What's hidden we have is the King of Cups. So this is someone who's generous and nurturing and loving and caring. And I think that maybe something that you would like to know, or he might not be aware of even when it comes to you, is that there is deep unconditional feelings that you guys have for each other here. And maybe it's not talked about or it's not said out loud. Will the relationship be successful? I have a 3 of Cups, so I think there is potential here for the relationship to be successful, but it depends on what you're wanting that to look like. I think that a friendship would be successful. I think a friends with benefits would be successful. I think a open relationship or a polyamorous relationship would be successful. Um, Maybe not so much a committed relationship. But I think that there's a lot of ways in which you guys can be a part of each other's lives and it would work out. But as of right now, there's a lot of like third party energy here. There's, the potential for him to enter in a relationship with someone else, or he might already be in one that he's trying to figure out if that's what he wants, or you might be in that situation. So there is a lot to work out here, but the potential is there for certain dynamics to be successful. So, Alex, that is what I have for you. Thank you for your donation. All right, so next on the list I have is Shayna J. Shayna J, if you're here, please check in with me. You're welcome, Alex. Hopefully that resonated for you. Okay. All right, Holly, I went ahead and added you to the list just so you can see where you are. All right, Sheena, I am shuffling for you now. You're welcome. Hmm. Okay, so Shayna, you've got a red flag walking around you. I don't know who this person is. It is a Page of Wands card, so it could be a fire sign, but I feel like there's someone around you that is just a walking red flag that is interfering, um, or will try to interfere with your love life. This doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner, but most likely it is. Could be an ex, something like that. And if you don't have any idea who I'm talking about, it is at the beginning of your reading, which could indicate that just be on your like toes, be on alert, be aware of your surroundings when it comes to this type of person being in your life, because potentially you could be like going on dates or meeting new people, and I'm getting almost like the first person that comes around, like if you meet someone new, that person might be not the best for you. It might be like a wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing. It's the Page of Wands in reverse, and it talks about someone who has the potential to break your heart. This person is insensitive and likely isn't going to be the best character for you to have around you. So I don't want to scare you and make you feel like, oh, well, I don't want to like deal with a new person that's like this. So keep in mind, if you've had experience with this type of person already in the past, or someone like interfering in your life, someone that's having a hard time letting you go, someone that could be obsessed with you. And again, I think it's more romantic, but this could be like a friend interfering with your romantic life as well. Just keep that in mind. Be on your toes, be on the alert. If something doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. And it's just one specific person that they're showing me that's coming through. Now, I do have a Knight of Pentacles here, and this typically talks about someone that is, oh, and we also have a page. So I'm almost hearing the fact that a lot of people are interested in you that may not, they're like more immature, or maybe they're younger than you. But I feel like you get a lot of advances, you get a lot of, pursuits from people who are not at your level, if that makes sense. You get a lot of men or women or whoever it is that you're interested in, that comes for you, that's either like you're way out of their league, they're not at the same level, or they're like levels of immaturity that it's just really hard for you to establish some type of serious relationship with them. I see that you kind of just catch the eye of these people who aren't quite living up to their potential. Let's see, it's almost like you fulfill something for them. They chase after you because you have something that they want to obtain, that they want to have. But I'm not seeing that you're getting much out of it. All right, so now that we've established that information, what is coming for Shayna over the next 3 months, please? You could still have some of that energy like lingering around, by the way, while you're phasing into a new stage of your love life, while you're starting a new chapter. You could still have these like loose ends and these types of energies that are still trying to come around. So my best advice in this situation is, we're looking for kings. Okay, we're looking for emperors and kings, and we're looking for people who have like direction, like forthright intention. And if there's any kind of spidey sense that goes off that says, this feels familiar, this feels like I've done this before, maybe don't pursue those. Keep your head on straight, face forward. We have the Chariot here. So I do have, I'm on dating app and I've been running into all the guys you mentioned. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So just kind of like knock like those off and just try to avoid those types of people if you can. I know sometimes it's hard to really tell who someone is unless you're meeting them in person, but I think that a lot of times red flags can be given from profiles, from just initial interactions. You're going to be able to use your intuition and discern whether or not this is something you've been through before or if this does feel different. Yes, keep cutting them off, please, dear God. Because here's the thing, the chariot is here, and I feel like it's because you know what you want. You're not going to sit here and allow yourself to get distracted, and therefore, I feel like Spirit is saying that there's someone coming for you. The chariot talks about someone who's dedicated, someone who is devoted, someone who is single minded. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not open minded, that doesn't mean that they are like a stickler for their opinion, but what I mean is that they're very focused on you. So they're saying if she's on my mind, I'm not going to worry about the distractions. I'm not going to care about what's on the right or the left of me. Tunnel vision for Shayna J. That's what this means. This person is coming in, and I feel like they want to bring you into an easier time in your love life. The Six of Wands talks about if you allow it and if you do the work, that your hard times are behind you and there's easier times up ahead. So we have Cancer, Aquarius, Leo energy right now. Let's see. I think there's the potential if you are wanting to start a family. This person that we're talking about here, this could be a partner for you, like a partner for you to start a family with. I have the sun, and this usually is a nod towards playfulness, flirting, like wanting to start a family, and just a lot of flattery and compliments and things like that. I see with the Six of Wands that this person is the type of person who would want to celebrate you, want to acknowledge you in a public way. So something about that tells me they're not afraid to bring you out, show you around, show you off, get out in public. So it doesn't seem like they're hiding anything because they're not worried about other people seeing you guys together. So that does feel like someone who's coming in single and ready to go. Eight of Wands indicates a lot of messages going back and forth. Let's see. There could be, I'm not getting any information on money or anything like that, but I am getting information on this person being like highly attractive. I feel like maybe they're just like conventionally attractive that other people would say, wow, that's a good looking person. And I feel like they have a lot of charisma and chemistry with you as well. Let's see. Any other information? For some reason, I'm hearing flight. We have Six of Swords, so their career could have to do with like travel, or like some aspect of their life has to do with travel. Because I'm seeing with Six of Swords that, and I'm also seeing with Eight of Wands, I just kept hearing like pilot or flight or airline or something along those lines. So if you run into someone or you meet someone who says, oh, like I fly planes, I'm a pilot, or I travel a lot for work, like that might be an indication from this reading. Check them out, see what they're about, because this might be that person that I'm referencing. What else? What else can you tell me? Oh, is she going to meet them within the next 3 months? I am getting a yes. Nine of Wands. Your hardship is almost over. You are about to embark on something new. So it is going to come through in the next 3 months is what they're saying. Hey, James. All right, one last card. Give me some more information on this person. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this does indicate independent wealth. This indicates a person who makes their own money and makes their wealth. So this isn't someone this is not like a trust fund baby. This is someone who the money that they have in the life they've established, they've worked for that themselves. Um, Nine of Pentacles also indicates independence in general. And so I feel like that's just another message coming through, or confirmation that this person is coming to the connection unattached and single and available. Oh, really? Damn, that'd be kind of crazy. Are you planning on doing that in the next 3 months? Wow, okay. Girl, well, that would be kind of cool if you met this person. Have you been to New York before? What would be the odds of that? Wouldn't that be kind of crazy? Is if the flight thing actually was like confirmed? Because I just kept hearing flight. Born and raised in New York, going back to see family. Oh, how beautiful would that be if you met someone in New York and it ended up being the person that brought you back home? You'll have to give us an update. Hey, Amy. You're welcome, Shayna. Have a good night. Amy, I will channel and we will see what comes through for you, okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, anything acidic or spicy, like dairy is one that it gets me crazy dreams. I also notice I don't get very good sleep when I eat those kinds of things. So if I'm going to, I'll try to make sure there's a lot of hours before bed. But yeah, yeah. That has happened to me. Yeah, so like There's something that I learned when I was a consultant for Arbonne, and there's something called chemical belly. And of course that's not like the medical term, but it's what I refer to it as. Like, if you eat something that is metabolized into something acidic, you get something called chemical belly. And typically, it can only be felt while you're sleeping or when you wake up. Um, and a lot of times people experience it during their sleep. They'll toss and turn in the night. And or like if they wake up early, like to go to the bathroom at like 3 a.m., or if their day starts early at like 6. I don't really notice it as much, like around like 10, 11 a.m. But if you're waking up early in the morning, or like you get up in the middle of the night, it's something you'll notice. And I really try to avoid foods that give me that sensation, because it's not painful, but it's not comfortable. And like, you can just intuitively tell, like, whatever you ate is not, it's not digesting properly. So it's something that I think you'll probably like realize now that I've brought it up. Yeah. Speaking of girl dinner, I'm actually making a wife dinner tonight. I started a pot roast earlier today, so we're doing that for dinner. Lately, I've just been kind of making things here and there. My favorite girl dinner is 7-layer dip. It's my favorite stuff. It's like an elevated girl dinner because it's filling, and I think it's absolutely delicious. But I'll do like black beans or refried beans, sour cream. I'll make my own taco seasoning, avocado, tomatoes, lettuce, cheese, onion, whatever you want on it, and get me a bag of chips. And I call that girl dinner. And I will eat off of that for like a couple of days in a row. That's your boyfriend's favorite food. I love it. Like, I'm just like, this is bougie girl dinner because it's easy, and you can make it like a big thing of it in advance, and then just eat off of it for days. And whenever you're hungry, it's there. It's just so good. A pickle with cream cheese. Yeah, and a lot of times I'll do like carrots with a dip, and then apples, and I'll just literally cut up whatever vegetables I have. All right, channeled messages from Eli to Amy. Channeled messages from Eli to Amy. Luckily for me, Brennan and I have been together long enough that he doesn't ever rely on me for dinner. He says that the way that he feels loved by me is when I cook for him. He loves that I cook. He's admitted that multiple times, which is funny because I never realized that, because when I cook for him, he eats it, every last bit of it, but he doesn't go out of his way to be like, oh my God, this is fantastic. This is the best dinner you've ever made. I want you to make this again. This is so good. He's not really like vocal like that, but he never complains. He always says it's good. He eats every like last bit of it. Um, and recently he's told me that that's one of the biggest ways that he feels loved by me is when I cook. But what I love about him is that he doesn't ever expect me to cook. Like, he fends for himself. So it's basically, if I'm cooking, he partakes, and if I'm not, then he figures it out for himself. And I think that's one of the best ways that he's ever loved me, which is funny because I'm not put in this place where I have to constantly figure out what's for dinner. What are we doing for dinner? What am I making for dinner? Like, I'll eat off leftovers and he'll make something else, or he'll have leftovers too. And he figures it out. And I think that we're just so compatible in that way. And I love him for it, because I know what it's like to grow up with like a mom who always feels she has to figure out what's for dinner, what she's going to make for dinner. Um, and I know there's women out there that feel like all that pressure on them, and I'm just grateful that that's not me. Yeah, cats are going insane per usual. Per usual. I want to show you guys a picture that I took of Gunner today. I have to see if there's a way that it'll let me post it. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Let's see. I want to show you a picture of my cat, but for some reason it's not letting me share the screen. Oh, wait, I can do it. Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm just sharing my screen with you guys so you can see. Is this pulling up? Yeah. This probably looks really weird to you guys, but do you see my cat? What the hell? This was him today. Oh, I can't move that down. This was him on my couch, just acting like a lunatic. I know that the screen probably looks really weird, but hopefully you guys can at least see that picture. We think that he's ragdoll because he like gets in these weird positions like this all the time. Look at the derp is so real. So real. But yeah, that was today. I woke up from a nap. Goofball. Okay, let me get back to the reading. Y'all are distracting me. Derpy derps. I thought he was sleeping like that. He was laying like that for like 3 or 4 minutes straight. It was weird. No, you're good. James, I have your question. Thank you for posting. I have not had an apple Betty. No, but apple pie is one of my favorite desserts. But I will say, my sister has ruined that for me because she makes the best apple pie I've ever had in my entire life. and no apple pie compares, or any apple product compares, in my opinion. And so I can't have anything but hers, and it's a problem. I know, it's just way too good. It's an apple crumble pie, and it's so freaking good. Luckily, she only makes it around Christmas because I'd be 300 pounds. All right, update from Eli. All right, guys, I'm going to go quiet for a few minutes while I work on this so I don't get too far behind. Amy, you can definitely send the recipe if you want to. If it's easy, that's very appealing. Holly, I will do the love spread for you and your boyfriend. What I'll do is I'll call on you when it's your turn. And I think, wait, are you next? Let me see. Oh no, there's one more ahead of you. So I'll call on you when it's your turn. And if you're not here, I will still go ahead and do it. And then you can come back and take a look at it later. Holly, no worries on that. Hey, Melody, welcome in. Okay, that's perfect, Amy. All right, Amy, I have your message. Melody, you donated. Okay, let me add you to the list. All right, so Amy. Okay, Amy. He says, I feel like we mirror each other so much. There's a lot about you that's similar to me, and I love that about us because it makes our connection feel so unique. I don't feel like we met on accident. I feel like there is something that we are meant to discover through our time together, and I'm still trying to figure that out, but enjoying the process as we go along. I love when we do things spontaneously. I am imagining us in the shower together. We have so much fun. I'm actively working on making things better. I don't like that my life can get in the way. Sometimes I wish it was centuries ago and we met in simpler times where there was less pressure and I could just focus on my relationship with you. Things just seemed easier back then. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm a, I am trying to make sure you know as much as possible that I am focused on you. I am giving you as much of me as I can. I hope you are willing to remain open minded about us and not give up. I understand if you need to pace yourself. I do too, but I'm not ready to completely walk away from this connection, and I hope you feel the same way. Let's figure this out together. He's like longing for a time. Hey, fashion destination. He's like longing for a time that was like simpler. And I think that he feels like nowadays things are harder. Fashion destination, you can donate if you'd like. I'm gonna get the donation list updated here in just a minute, so feel free to do that. I feel like for him, he thinks that like nowadays, and here's the thing, I I feel like I understand his sentiment, but at the same time, every century is difficult in its own way. You know, we have luxuries now that they didn't, but in other ways, our life is harder. But I think he's specifically talking about how in the olden days, you were more focused on your home, you're more focused on your relationships, you're more focused on your your marriage, your children, settling down, and that was just the norm. Having a family was just like the biggest accomplishment. And I think for him, he's just saying, like, I wish it was easier to focus on relationships like it was a long time ago, or like how he's saying, like, I feel like it was easier back then. I don't know for sure, but that's what it felt like for me. He could also be having a lot of fantasies as well about you guys together in different situations, different time frames. There was a little bit of fantasy going on in the channeling, so he could be thinking a lot about you and fantasizing about you in that way. Something really exciting for him would probably be if you guys like hooked up and it was like you guys just basically turned off all electronics. You just got like some candles, maybe like a fireplace, something where it's like you wouldn't know what decade you were in if you didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he likes the idea of disconnecting and just being very present. And I think that's kind of what he's trying to achieve through this fantasy or daydreaming. Yeah, like slow living, simpler times. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm working towards a slow living myself. Yeah, I think that's kind of like what he was going for with that comment. But yeah, he wants you guys to figure this out together. He says he hopes that you remain open-minded because he's remaining open-minded. And I think also like I think he's feeling a little frisky tonight because I'm channeling him in a different way this evening. Yeah, intimate fantasy. All right, so who is next? Deo Shanae. Is Day here? Yeah, Amy, I think so. I think what you're doing, Amy, by like kind of letting him take the lead, it's helping, it's benefiting your relationship with him because I feel like I don't know, I just feel like he's more excitable and excited about your connection right now. And I think just keep doing what you're doing. Amy, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, hey, welcome in. What are we doing for you tonight? Amy, have a great night. Again, happy Lunar New Year to you. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, I've got my drink right here. And Deo Shanae, I am ready whenever you are. Just let me know. Oh, I see your question now. Sorry. All right, so we're doing some mini readings for you. What's the outcome after me walking away from Andra? How would I go? I try to go with my ex Mel 5 years. Oh, a 5-card spread and a 10-card spread? Okay, maybe that one hasn't come through yet. Hold on. Let me take a look. Oh, I just got it. Sorry, it just came through. I saw you did it 3 minutes ago. I swear I was refreshing my screen, but for some reason it's just now come through. But I got it. No worries. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so question 1 is the mini and question 2 is the 10 card. Okay, you've got it. Fashion destination, if you plan on donating, I just wanted to let you know I haven't gotten that confirmed yet, but I did add you to my list. So once you send it, just let me know and I'll double check and confirm. What's the outcome after day walking away? What's the outcome after day walking away from Andra? What's the outcome? All right, girl. So you have the Tower, the Eight of Wands, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, and Six of Cups in reverse. So I think that there is potential here for um actually, wow, this is interesting. Okay, so Day, the overall energy here is letting go of the past. Six of Cups in reverse. It means that you're not connected to the past. You're not trying to go backwards with this person. You're focusing on what's next. You're focusing on the future. You have matured and grown up through this connection. And I feel almost like I could say that the lesson is complete. There is no necessarily any indication that you will go back to this person. I think this is official. I feel like this cycle has been broken. Um, and I think that it's allowing you to move forward with your love life, Ace of Cups, to something new, something different. And when I'm saying new and different, I mean just not with this person. I see that through this connection, there's been a dismantling of certain beliefs that maybe you previously had that now you know better. Again, the lessons that have been learned here. And so I feel like with the Tower and the Ace of Cups is like now that you've walked away, you have a better potential for rebuilding when it comes to your love life. And the one thing that Spirit is saying that you've done really well is not giving up hope in love, realizing that maybe it's not going to be found with this person, but you still believe that your person is out there for you. You still believe that essentially, like, you've done really well at not letting this relationship get you jaded. Um, it's not like you've basically turned off and said, well, now I don't believe in love anymore. I don't believe I'm going to find my person. Like this did me in. I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life. Like, you didn't allow that to change, your soul. You've had faith. That's so true, because I have grown. I have huge faith. It definitely doesn't affect my perspective. Yeah, you haven't let it get you jaded. You still believe in it, and Spirit is like applauding you with that. Um, and I think that in your love life, you're going to start to see progress here. So walking away from this person is like rounds of applause for you. It's again a lesson complete, a cycle broken. And I think that moving forward, it's just a matter of rebuilding. Like, you had to burn your house down with this person, and now you can walk away and start over. And I think that's commendable. And I think it's only good things for you from here on out since taking this action. All right, so let's take a look at this connection with Mel. it go if she tried again with X now, please? How would it go? So, date. Not that this really matters, but when you say X of 5 years, do you mean it's been 5 years since you've been together? Or were you together for 5 years? I'm getting here with the star that this will bring um this trying again with her feels like initially, at least initially, maybe throughout the duration of your connection, but at a minimum initially this brings about a lot of healing because you guys, I take it, have had some time apart. So now when you guys come back together, you can kind of nip certain things in the bud. Like right off the bat, you're able to kind of talk about and get really open and honest with each other about what wasn't working, what didn't work. And I'm sure those conversations have already been had. But I think there's this openness of wanting to continue to communicate better with one another. And I think at a minimum, this getting back together would bring about a lot of healing for you and give you ample amount of closure because and I'm going to keep pulling cards because I do want to see what like the highest potential is here, but I would say at a minimum it gives you that closure to know like you gave it your all and you tried your best and you healed through this and you don't have to move forward wondering what if, um, or have any regrets because you gave it another try. And so I think the bottom line is here that that is going to be beneficial for you and for your ex, regardless of the duration of the relationship, whether that's the rest of your life or, for another year. Like I feel like there's a lot that will be rewarded and awarded to you through trying again, because I feel like there's a lot of questions that will be answered, a lot of closure, a lot of healing. Let's see. How will it go? How will it go? How will it go? Okay, so for this reading specifically, like I had in your first question, I had the Six of Cups in reverse, I have the Six of Cups outright. So I find that with your ex, you find a lot of comfort with this person, a sense of familiarity, nostalgia, and they just bring about such great, like, comfort. I can't think of another word for that, but it just makes you feel good. They feel good around you. Um, it's almost like this natural way that you guys kind of fall into life together. And I'm seeing here with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands is that you guys really will try to bring your best foot forward coming back together. You're going to give it your all. There are some things that still need to be worked out. Eight of Swords, Four of Swords, and Nine of Swords. What that tells me is there's a lot of mental stuff that goes on between you guys that maybe you have a hard time communicating out loud. And a lot of times these mental things that happen, I think you're going to know what I'm talking about. These mental things that happen between the two of you, it's not always about the relationship. You guys have your own stressors and your own things that you have to work through individually that do affect the relationship. But this mental overload is not just specifically about the relationship that you experience together. This is like your own individual stuff too. Um, and it's still there. But I find that through understanding, through learning, through actively trying to do better this time around, you can break that habit of keeping those things to yourself instead of, so like some of those habits could be anxious attachment. It could be, some of you, like sometimes a mental overload can be like something happens and it bothers you and you don't say anything, and it happens again and it happens again and you still don't say anything, and then it builds and builds and builds, and then it becomes like the first time this other person has heard anything, it's like you're going completely off on them and it's catching them by surprise. It could be mental overload with like depression. It could, and that has nothing to do with the relationship. It could be mental overload just from overthinking, because you're constantly trying to be in this place of protecting yourself and self-preservation and making sure that you don't get hurt again, that you could be overthinking and overanalyzing every little thing. And again, that has to do with you or her, not, or him, whoever this person is. I'm so sorry. I didn't know if it was Mal as a guy or a girl. But basically, there's a lot that can happen within our mind that can kind of start to take hold and become a life of its own within the relationship. And I'm picking up a lot of swords. So this could be because of the history that you guys have had together. But again, just knowing these things and being aware of these things, you can go back into a relationship, and this can, doesn't have to control. This doesn't have to be the thing that makes the relationship hard. You guys can actually communicate with each other, and I think that's going to be very effective, taking the lessons and applying them moving forward. What's the highest potential here? If she tries it again, what's the highest potential? What's the highest potential? What's the highest potential? Okay, so the highest potential I'm getting is life partner. I'm getting marriage, I'm getting husband, wife, whatever the dynamic is. Basically life partner. Like I'm getting that, potentially marriage even for the highest potential here. I think at a minimum, this is going to bring you guys closure. This is going to bring you guys clarity. This is going to bring about healing. Um, I think that there's still an immense attraction and a affinity for one another. Like you guys are very drawn to each other for multiple reasons. Again, the history, nostalgia, comfort, familiarity, and then also just initially there was like that bond that you guys have made. And so I think that that's still there. But if you're wanting to know, could this go the distance? Like, is it a dead end? I think under the right circumstances, this could go the distance. I think that this would be a relationship that would be worth exploring again. No matter how far it goes, hopefully it goes the way that you want it to. But at a minimum, again, bringing about healing, closure, and clarity, and then kind of just seeing where it goes from there. So I find that I'm now repeating myself over and over, and typically that means the message is complete. So, Day, that is what I have for you. Please let me know how it resonates. Let me know if there's anything you need clarity on that I had said. Fashion destination, did you make a donation by chance? Yeah, you clarified. He just always wants to try again, and I had to walk away from him to realize that. So I'm gonna just go with the flow. You're welcome, Day. Absolutely. And again, you don't have to jump into this, with both feet. You can definitely take your time because entering in a relationship is something, you guys been together for so long and then you guys took a break. It's if you guys are going to get back together, you don't have to start where you left off. You can start the whole process over again. And before you open up your feelings and enter into this and like put your heart on the line, you can date each other and you can get to know, you can get those hard questions answered and get that clarity and see before you even like really go there with this person, is that enough for you or did you want to explore more? What is it that you want out of this? So take it one day at a time, go slow, don't feel like you have to yeah. Yeah, it's a restart. You have to start over for sure. I definitely agree with that and I support that 100%. Good luck with it. I definitely believe second chances and reattempts at relationships are not a bad thing. I think a lot of the times they're worth it. I do believe that they can work and they can be successful, but the time apart had to have been fruitful. The time apart had to have been where each person was working on themselves and they're truly absorbing and understanding what went wrong and how to make that change. And I think that in order for it to work the second time around, you guys do have to approach the relationship different people. You have to present as a different person because if you're the same exact person you were before doing the same exact things, with unlearned lessons and habits and things like that, then you've already been proven that's not going to work. You do have to be different, but I think that it's definitely possible. I think sometimes you have to go through those things in order to be the person and show up that as that person that your partner deserves. So I think second chances are definitely worth it, but you have to discern for yourself too, like what it is you're looking for. Shipra, hello and welcome in. How are you today? You're welcome, Day. Have a great one. All right, so we are working on Holly. Holly donated for a love spread for her and her boyfriend. Shipra, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. All right, so this is for Holly. All right, Holly, this is for you at an hour 48. Love spread for Holly and Alonzo, the Gemini and the Scorpio. Oh, you guys are good. You guys are good. I have that the relationship will be successful. I have yes, King of Cups. I do see a couple of things here that are kind of like, but I think overall you guys are okay, you know. So if you have any questions about like where you're going, where it's heading, like what his intentions are, things like that, I think you're gonna feel a lot better after this reading. So just to start off, I have the Six of Swords, the Emperor, the Seven of Swords, the World, um, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups, Eight of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and King of Cups. I'm definitely seeing some minor things that can be worked on for sure. So let's just start at the top. How he feels about you. I have the Six of Swords. So this is a heart-centered chakra. I think that this type of energy is like it's very hard for this person to communicate outright that like or speak, I guess, aloud what it is that they're thinking or feeling inside. They can do surface level stuff, but I think when it comes to digging down deep, it's kind of hard. But I feel like for how they feel about you having a heart-centered card, a heart chakra, it does indicate that there are deep feelings here. Um, I feel like he just wants things to continue to go smoothly, go well. Um, I think that he looks at you as someone who potentially makes his life easier. Six of Swords talks about how someone could have come into a relationship and it could have been like very difficult or hard in the beginning. But as time goes on, things get easier, or at least maybe that's what he's hoping for this connection. I think that he wants you guys to be able to have an easy life, a simple life. He wants to move forward and things to calm down. The Six of Swords talks about like a calm after a storm. So anything of the past that might have been perceived as a hardship. Now, this can even be talking about your relationship. Like if you felt like you guys have, hold on one second, I'm losing my voice. You guys could have felt like you've been, going through hardships yourself, but this also interprets as like previous relationships or interpersonal connections with like family or friends that have made things difficult and could potentially have conditioned you to be more closed up, or perceive your relationships with other people outside of yourself as difficult or hard. And coming into connection with you and where you guys are at now, he's looking at it as the harder parts were in the past and it's now easy. Now it's smoother sailing. Um, as far as the true intentions, I have him kind of staying put. Now, if you're looking for him to change or for things to be different, this isn't necessarily a good card for that because this card does indicate that he is not going to change, that he's stuck in his ways. And if he is going to budge, it's going to be minimally. Now, that's the energy right now. Things can change later on, but as of right now, his intentions are to stay put. Things are going to not changed. Now, the emperor on the positive side is that they are stable, they are secure, which means that he's happy where he is. His feet are planted. The emperor is husband material, so he could potentially be thinking about the future and your relationship and marriage and things like that. And it's basically like the card of like, I'm not going anywhere. My intentions are to be here, be your man, be your person, things like that. As far as what you want, I see the Seven of Swords. So there could be some indications from you or some feelings that either he's not being himself or being his full authentic self, or you're not, and you're wanting to explore like getting even more vulnerable with each other. There could be this desire of like really putting yourself out there and taking some risks, and him doing the same. So there could be some feelings that you have like you hold back sometimes, you feel like he's holding back, and there is this desire to kind of really like put it all out there and get really vulnerable together. What he wants, we have the world. So the world indicates feeling complete, feeling an accomplishment. The world also is a circle. So it does talk about like things in cycles. And I feel like with what it is he wants is, I think he wants to stick this out to the end. The world talks about the last card or the last part of a fool's journey. So the world is the last card of the major arcana. It signifies the end, or having something there until the end, or being there until the end. So I'm wondering if you're questioning your feelings in this relationship, if you're wondering like how you feel or what you want to do moving forward. Maybe you're thinking like, if he doesn't make any changes, is this someone that, you know, I see in my life forever? Is this how I need to love him, like to accept him for who he is? Where is this relationship heading? What is that he wants for me? But to me, it feels like he's not going anywhere. I feel like he wants you and he wants to be here till the end. And I feel like he is viewing you as his person. Um, brings you together. I don't really see you guys having like straight like a lot of weaknesses or anything like that. But a strength is that you guys make each other feel very lucky. Like I feel like he looks at you and is like, "Yeah, that's my girl," and you're like, "Yeah, that's my man." And I feel like maybe you guys have luck together. Maybe since knowing one another, things just feel like you guys are like a puzzle piece that works really well together. Um maybe I'm trying to think of like an example here because I'm an example reader. Like for example, if you guys moved in together, maybe you guys just fit really well. Maybe it was an easy transition, or maybe your strengths are his weaknesses and his weaknesses are your strengths, and somehow you guys make a really good team. You make a really good partnership. Um, Wheel of Fortune just talks about luck, destiny, fated meetings, divine intervention. Maybe you feel like things were just very kismet. Um, you feel like maybe under the circumstances that you guys met, it seems kind of rare or unique or something along those lines. So basically, the Wheel of Fortune as a strength just indicates that, you guys always work it out somehow, some way. You figure it out, you work it out. And then the weakness is the Two of Cups, which isn't even really a weakness. Let's be honest. You guys love each other and care about each other. Even if those words you haven't even been expressed, you guys definitely have deep feelings for one another. But as a weakness, the Two of Cups can indicate that you need to work better at communicating those things. You need to work better at being more emotionally vulnerable, and being able to communicate those things. And Two of Cups as a weakness could also indicate that there could be some disconnection at times. um, mm, yeah, some disconnection that can leave you questioning things. So what is next on the spread? So we have energy around the relationship is Eight of Wands. So progress, forward movement, more communication coming in for you. We have what's hidden as the Five of Pentacles. So we're going to kind of go a little bit off course here with this card because I'm going to take it very literally. The Five of Pentacles means you guys need to figure out your finances. This could be a tough spot in your relationship. Even like you guys could feel like there's other areas you guys can work on and do better, but you guys need to have better planning when it comes to your finances. There's like this hidden energy of like either there's a spender and a saver, or you guys need to get a little bit more um concrete and organized with your future goals, your 6 months, a year, 5 years. Where do you guys want to be? Get like really like communicative about that, because depending on what your status is, are you living together? If you are living together, or if you're not, are you going to? If you are, what do you want to do at some point? Are you living in an apartment? Do you want to live in a house? Like, you know, really talking about the future and figuring this out, because the five of pentacles can feel like you guys are very disconnected in earthly matters. So the things that help set you up for a stable future, it's like these things are not communicated at all, and need to be communicated with one another. So there could be someone here that's in astronomical debt and the other person's doing okay. That needs to be communicated and talked about. This can also talk about a financial hardship that's temporary, that you guys will be able to work through it. And maybe that's a little glimmer of hope that you guys need to hear right now. But, you guys could be suffering individually too, because what's hidden means what you don't know about him and what he doesn't know about you. There could be some internal hardships that you're experiencing or something that you're struggling with personally that he doesn't know about, that you guys need to communicate, and vice versa. Again, going back to the beginning, the last card of the reading here, will the relationship be successful? I do have a yes. I have the King of Cups. You guys have enough history together, enough love for one another. You guys are friends and lovers, and I think, of course, there's things that you guys can work on, but overall, he's staying put. He's here for you. He wants to be with you. Maybe get some questions answered and get a little more vulnerable with one another, but overall, I feel like this is a really good reading. You guys have a lot of really great cards, and I would love to hear some feedback, so just let me know if you have any questions, Holly. I'm going to go ahead and timestamp your reading in the comments after this live stream is over. So really quickly, we're going to answer Shipra's question. Shipra, if you're here, please check in with me. Y'all, I'm making pot roast, but for some reason it smells like beef stroganoff. It's confusing me. I keep thinking I'm having beef stroganoff for dinner. Aisha, hello and welcome in. All right, so let's answer this question for Shipra really quickly. All right. So, does he love Shipra? Please show me a yes or a no. Does he love Shipra? So, Shipra, I have the Knight of Swords. I have a no. So maybe it's not love just yet. Or maybe it's not at all. I am getting a no for your question. Okay, so hi Val, welcome in. Val, thank you for subscribing. If you have a yes no question you'd like to ask as a thank you for being a subscriber, go ahead and post it. All right, we have, let's see. Did he ignore my text on Instagram after seeing? You're welcome, Shipra. Show me a yes or a no. Yes or a no. All right, so I have a maybe. Aisha, so how I'm interpreting this card is that indirectly they did ignore your message, but it wasn't because of anything mean or anything like that. I think that this person just had a lot going on in their life, and they had other distractions that they were dealing with when they saw your text. And your text at that moment when they saw it wasn't a priority. So I think that there is definitely a possibility that they will message you back. They just weren't in the position at that time that they saw it to respond to you. Val, I am getting a no. The 5 of Cups. Your energy looks okay. All right, so next up I have James. James, if you're here, go ahead and check in with me. Val says good. You're welcome, everyone. Oh, wait, I need to add someone to my list. Someone donated. Wait, who was it this donated? Carrie. Carrie donated. Okay, Carrie, let me add you to the list really quickly here. Carrie. All right, that should be the updated one. Fashion destination. I'm going to take you off my list here in a minute. I haven't received a donation yet. If you still plan on donating, that's fine. But I'm going to have to put you back into rotation. Hey, James, thanks for checking in. Yes, I should have your questions. Yep, I got them. All right, James, let's take a look. All right, so should James call Patty? Should James call Patty? Should James call Patty? Should James call Patty? Should he wait for her to contact? Should he wait for her to contact? Okay, so they are saying that she will contact you, and they're saying it's probably better to wait for her to contact you. Now, something tells me that if you don't hear from her before, well, I guess it just depends. It depends on like what y'all's future plans are. Like if you plan on sending her something, because I see that you have like a gift first. If you plan on just, dropping that off, if you plan on just giving that to her, maybe sometime this week in the next couple of days, they're saying that that's great. That's a good plan. But as far as calling her goes, they're saying to kind of wait on her, that she will be contacting you. She will be making her way over to you. That we need to make sure that she's giving as much energy to this as you are, because that's going to keep that balance here in the connection. So I feel like with a no on should you call her, I'm getting 10 of Swords and 4 of Swords, which are no's. And then I said, should you wait for her to contact you? And I am getting the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups was paired with the Five of Pentacles. And I'm wondering if maybe waiting for her to contact you would make you feel better. Because if you try to reach out to her, you know, if she doesn't answer or if she doesn't get back to you right away, you leave yourself in a position to feel like maybe she doesn't want to hear from you, which I don't think is the case. I just wouldn't want you to feel rejected or anything like that by making an attempt to communicate with her if she's not available. So then I asked, will she be contacting you? And I am getting a yes, the Justice card. You will get your justice here. This will happen for you. She will communicate with you. Now, the one message that, again, I want to reiterate that they said that if you want to give her a gift or you want to give her something without communicating with her first, that's okay. You can attempt contact with her in that way, but maybe hold off on trying to call her, trying to get her on the phone. Let her come to you in that regard, if that makes sense. You said it definitely would. Okay. All right. So let me take a look here at your second question, which, by the way, let me throw out there that if my husband got me roses and crystals, I would absolutely die. Like, if he got me like a subscription box or some shit, I would just be like, you are the shit. But at the same time, I'd be like, we can't spend frivolously on things that we don't need to spend frivolously on. But let me tell you, roses and crystals are some great gifts. The only thing to top that off and make it better is adding in a taco bouquet or Chick-fil-A nuggets bouquet and maybe like a massage. That would hit the spot, but that's me. But I think roses and crystals are always a winner. Always a winner. That is so sweet. That's so sweet. Okay, let's take a look. How will Patty react to the roses and crystals? No, I'm a slut for some tacos. Like, if someone got me tacos or nachos or really any kind of Mexican food, I'm yours. But I'm taken, so. But yeah, I'm yours. All right, so how will Patty react to the roses and crystals? How will Patty react to the roses and crystals that he got her? Tell her she's booked. Tell her she's got a massage on you whenever she's ready. How will she react, please? Wow, we have the Nine of Cups. That's such a great card. That's wishes coming true, happiness, cheerfulness, joy, positivity, satisfaction. So I feel almost like she's like jumping up and down or like giggling and she's like so excited. This is definitely a very positive reaction from her. It makes her feel good. It makes her feel confident. She has someone doting on her, Magician and Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands is like where you feel very attractive. You feel like it's that time of the month or the year or whatever where you're feeling yourself and you're feeling cute. And, you know, I think that you've really boosted her confidence or her self-esteem here. And it's looking like her attraction for you is increasing after this gift. Let's see. She feels like she's being rewarded. She's very much appreciating it. I'm just waiting for Six of Wands to come through where she's like appreciating you. Let's see. Victory. We have the Chariot here. So this could be her feeling a little more devoted. So I'm specifically hearing like her soft spot for you that she has continues to grow for you. So she's got like a soft spot for you, if that makes sense. Like, let's see. Anything else? I'm just seeing like lots of smiling, happiness, confidence growing. I think honestly, if she didn't get anything from you at all, oh yeah, Cancer Chariot. Very true. I feel like if you're healing like this little part of her, through this consistency, it's like making her feel very special. And I think that honestly, if she didn't get anything from you at all, she would be disappointed. So I think that she is recognizing the impact that you make in her life, because if it wasn't there, she would notice it and it would make her feel sad. So I think keep doing what you're doing. She seems happy with this. I wish for your sake that you could see her reaction when she receives these gifts from you, but I know that you're not doing it for that. You're doing it just for her happiness. You said, I got her this big amethyst while I was in St. Thomas. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Back in October, I've been waiting for a good opportunity to give it to her. Then the other day, I got her a peacock ore and a very aquatic looking crystal. Wait, what does a peacock ore look like? Let me see. Oh, those are so cool. Yeah, I feel like I've seen those before, but I just didn't realize. James, you're the sweetest. That's so nice. I hope she gets you something. I hope she gets you a little something that you can have, because you deserve to feel special too. All right, so next up we have Melody. Melody, if you're here, feel free to check in with me. Oh wait, we got another donation. Hold on, guys. Let me update again. I'm sorry. I'm getting donations before I think they're coming into the chat, so that's my B. But Melody, if you're here, we're ready for you. Go ahead and check in with me. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so we've got Melody. All right, so Melody, Carrie, Amy, open. Okay. James said, I just want to spend time with her. She doesn't have to get me anything, but would be nice. On the totem pole of love language for me, receiving gifts is at the bottom. So you're like, I'd rather spend time with her. Like, I'd rather some other form. I got you. I totally get that for sure. I would say receiving gifts is at the bottom for me too. I had a parent growing up that would do really traumatic things and then get me gifts as a way to try to apologize or make up for it. And so I've always associated like receiving gifts from people as almost like a negative connotation. Um, Now, if it's like a gift just because, or if it's an act of service gift, like, hey, I was thinking of you and I thought this would make your life easier, then that means something to me. But if it's just like getting gifts just to get gifts, I'm like, what? What is the reason? What is the reason you're doing this? Why are you getting me something? What is the purpose here? Because I always felt like there was something attached, some kind of like motive attached to it. So for me personally, I understand like receiving gifts being at the bottom. But I definitely feel like it's a way, or it can be a way to make someone feel special if used the right way. So, Melody, if you're in here, we're calling on you. Please check in with me. Melody. We're going to give Melody a few minutes to check in. I'm going to take this opportunity to run to the restroom. And if you guys want to know where you are on the list, just take a look at the chat. Waiting on Melody. All right, guys, I am back. I wanted to take a quick break while I had a second. Melody, thank you for checking in. So really quickly, guys, I want to let you know we're on a last call for donations. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night after these readings are done. Now, if anyone's here that wants to add on, I will honor that. And if once I close my list, if there's anyone that's still on my list of donations that wants to add to their reading, I will also honor that. But outside of that, once the list is closed, the list is closed. Okay? All right. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Let me update the donation list just so everyone knows where they are. And Melody, I'm shuffling for you. All right. And Melody, you would like an in-depth reading on this, is that correct? What does Saphir want to tell Melody that he's holding back? What does he want to tell her that he's holding back? So Melody, has Saphir told you that he loves you? What does Saphir want to tell? I feel like so the first card out is Ace of Cups. And so I'm wondering if he's holding back like something positive, that he's questioning whether or not is the time to tell you his feelings, like that he cares for you and that he loves you. I think also there's this part of him that wants to find common ground with you, wants to heal this and maybe even repair this connection. Let's see. I feel like he could potentially be a bit overwhelmed or stressed. We have the Eight of Cups, which is him struggling a bit, trying to maybe understand what you're thinking or where you stand with him. So I feel like there's a desire for him to make a connection with you, of communication, start to really open up and talk to you. So he's kind of wagering back and forth whether or not to tell you those feelings himself. I think that you have kind of opened up the floodgates here, Melody. You've kind of opened things up a little bit, and I think now he's trying to figure out, what he should tell you in return, and if he should be completely honest as well. Because I have the Ace of Cups, which talks about overflowing feelings, and maybe possibly you've Um, you've triggered something now that you've opened up and you've confessed feelings, and now he's trying to figure out what to do with that information. But I do feel like he cares for you, and I do feel like, um hmm. Okay, so maybe I'm interpreting this wrong. Maybe I'm interpreting this as like you told him your feelings, because I have the Ace of Cups here. And regardless of whether that's him or you, this does talk about a floodgate opening, of information and feelings and some things that have been brought to light. And I was interpreting this as like, what is he holding back? But I'm wondering if maybe this was supposed to be read as like what has recently transpired between you guys, because you mentioned confessing feelings, and a lot of times that's what this card means. So maybe he's trying to figure out what to do with that. I do though want to reiterate that I am getting that he is feeling a bit overwhelmed here. I have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups indicates like overwhelm, um, confusion, maybe even him withdrawing a bit from this connection. Eight of Cups talks about um, kind of pulling back your energy a little bit. So this could feel like challenging information that you've given to him, that he's trying to understand and navigate through what he should do at this point moving forward. Now, I do have the Empress here, so I think that he thinks very highly of you. Um, the Empress is someone is who has it all. The Empress is basically him saying that you're a catch, you've got all of the qualities that someone would want. Um and so I feel like he's thinking very highly of you. You don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but there is a note here that he could potentially be involved with someone else. He could be in a relationship with someone else, and that could be interfering here, with him not being able to reciprocate. The Eight of Cups walking away. Yeah. He's single but has a lot of girls interested in him. So, the main thing that I'm picking up, Melody, is that this information you have provided has kind of felt like a lot that he's just been informed about. I think that on some level, he had to have known that you have feelings, but I think hearing it out loud is like thinking it is one thing, but actually hearing it and knowing it for fact is a completely different thing. And I think right now he's just trying to navigate through figuring out how to respond to you about this. He's trying to figure out his own feelings. Um, and I think that at this time, it's just him processing this information. And I want to be clear, I do feel like he's looking for common ground with you. I do feel that he feels a little overwhelmed. But he looks at you as someone who's like a catch, like how they have that expression, like she's a catch, she's got like all the things going for her. And he looks at you as like someone valuable that he appreciates, that he feels like you have a lot going for you, and that anybody would be lucky to be with you or have you. Now, I do have that message that I want to reiterate, that there could be other people vying for his attention, other, like you said, other girls interested in him. That could be kind of weighing in on this decision that he has. Um, I understand that you didn't say you loved him, but you did tell him you had feelings. And I think he's just trying to figure out what to do with that information. To finish out your reading, I'm going to pull a couple message cards for you. I typically don't do that unless you pay for it, but I feel like I want to hear a little bit more about what he's thinking and feeling before I close this reading down. Messages from Saphir to Melody, please. Messages from Saphir to Melody. Messages from Saphir to Melody. Messages from... You're welcome. Messages from Saphir to Melody. So he says, I feel unclear about where we stand. I know that my inability to make a decision hurts you. Things did not go the way that I had planned. I wish we could go back to the way things were. And then the last card I have here is, I let my pride get in the way of this connection. You're welcome, Melody. Good luck with everything. All right, is Carrie here? Carrie, if you're here, feel free to check in. Hey, Carrie, how are you today? Good, good. Okay, so I saw your donation come through. What are we doing for you today? All right, so we're doing a BOGO for you? Okay. I am shuffling for you now, and we'll take a look at what we've got. All right. So for your first question, Carrie, I'm getting very, very soon. Um, so now I don't know if that necessarily means that's when he's, going to be set and like let go, or if that's like when he's going to get out or whatever. I don't know if this is what I'm getting, but I'm getting almost like you guys are going to see each other, or you're going to reunite in some form or fashion very, very soon. I have the Ace of Swords, which typically talks about something happening immediately. And then I also have the Two of Wands, which talks about March. Sometime typically in like the later half of March, but it could be sooner than that. Let's see. Let me get some confirmation, see if there's any other. Yeah, I'm getting lots of swords and wands, and typically those things mean that they're happening very quickly. Swords can be like 9 hours, 9 days. Um, and then we also have wands, which is like a matter of weeks. I mean, I'm thinking definitely before the end of March. I keep getting that message over and over and over again. So that's what I'm going to go with for that question. Let me know if you need anything clarified with that, if there's anything I can confirm for you there, before we move on to your next question. Perfect. All right. So let's take a look at the second question. What does our future look like when he gets out of jail? Okay. What does the future look like for them, please? Once he gets out. What does the future look like? It's a strong relationship, Carrie. I'm getting a lot of strength here. I specifically see the strength card, and this talks about a strong bond or connection, and also um, lots of chemistry here and passion as well. You seem to have a certain influence on him that not a lot of people do. So, for instance, like if something normally sets him off or makes him upset, you have a good way of calming him down. He gets excited to see you or is eager to see you. It's like you leave this impression on him that is very unique, and they're like no one else can really do that to him the way that you can. um I feel like there's a lot of desire here between you guys and compassion. It's just a very intense relationship that you guys have with one another. What does the future look like? I do have to say, and again, this is why getting tarot readings are great, because this does not have to be a fixed, permanent future or path for you guys. You guys can change that. But as of right now, along your current trajectory, it is showing some arguments or disagreements. Not necessarily getting along, but it's kind of like your egos are clashing a little bit, and there's an adjustment period. I see that there could be some issues of like control. Um, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's incredibly unhealthy. I think that it could get to that point, but I think there's levels of jealousy here, um, where someone needs to be able to still assert and have their own independence, and um, the other person's not very happy about that. And it's just a matter of you guys being able to find a compromise. And so long as you respect and validate each other's feelings in this situation, it will not escalate. But if someone constantly feels like they're being disregarded or their feelings don't matter, then it can definitely get messy, or like it can start to get toxic. So just keep that in mind. It's very important in this connection that both of you are validating each other's feelings. Hi, Justine. How are you? There's a lot of different paths and options for you in your relationship together. I have the Seven of Cups, so that's saying like you guys could end up, you know, living together right away. You could end up moving to a different location, getting different jobs, having different opportunities. Your life is not fixed. There's no path here that says your plan is to do this and you have to do that. Like your life can look so different, depending on the decisions that you make. You could work from home and he could work outside of the house. You guys could live in the city, in a rural area, stay local or move somewhere else. Like the sky's the limit here. I see you guys have a lot of options. And another message that's just coming through is also that your life right immediately when he gets out might look way completely different 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road. I see this being a relationship that lasts. I do see this being a relationship that's true. But of course, we have to really nip those tense points or those areas of tension in the relationship early and come to a compromise where both people feel validated, or this can get like really bad. So just keep in mind, you guys have the potential for a long lasting love, a very stable connection, a very intense, fiery, passionate love. But we need to make sure that both of you guys are feeling happy, both of you are feeling supported. And yeah, that's what I'm getting, Carrie. Let me know if you have any questions about that. will you have a kid with him? Let's see. I wasn't getting kids, but it could be because I'm seeing it. I was getting information basically pretty much soon after you guys come back together after he gets out. Um, and your future is not very fixed at this time, but I want to see if there's a potential for a kid together. So let me ask. Okay. Will she have a kid with him? Will she have a kid with him? So yes, there is potential for you guys to have a kid. I don't think that happens right away. I want to be honest about that. I think that's something that happens further into your life as you start to assemble and acclimate and adjust, and you kind of get some roots planted down somewhere. I think then that's when the kid situation starts talking, or starts coming through. But it is the Ace of Cups, and so that indicates that your guys' love does desire and does want to be multiplied. So if you were to ask me here and now, is this going to happen? What's your intuition telling you? I'm getting a yes. Carrie, if you know of anyone that does readings on like spirit babies, I think that would be a really cool reading for you to get. I don't do them. I see myself that being a path for me potentially doing readings on spirit babies, because we all have like spirit children a lot of times that try to come through. Um, and I think that it would be interesting to see, you get a reading on that specifically for you and him, and see if there's any like medium that can tap into a potential future soul out there that wants to incarnate on earth as your child together. Um, but yeah, so if you ever see anyone doing like readings on spirit babies or spiritual pregnancies, take a look because it's always really interesting. You're welcome, Carrie. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you for your patience. All right, so Amy, if you are here, please check in with me. Hey, Amy, thank you for checking in. All right, so let me pull up your questions. For those of you who are just now joining, we are done for the night. All lists are closed. We are finishing out our last but not least. All right. All right. Amy, I am shuffling for you now. I'm going to do your first question that you sent for, and then I'll do your second question, okay? Holly, you're welcome. Were you able to find your reading, Holly? Because it was about an hour and 10 minutes ago, I would say. If you scroll back an hour 10. Let me know, Holly, if you have any questions or have any feedback to give. All right, this is for Amy. Amy, is it okay with you if I read your question out loud? All right, so Amy, this person that is coming towards you is someone who they're saying you have a psychic connection with. So, you're gonna notice some signs from them that like they can understand you in ways that don't require words. Some signs will be like you'll think of something and then they'll start talking about that thing. Or something completely random, like you'll have a question in your head and then suddenly like they'll ask you the same question that you were thinking, or they they're very intuitive and they can kind of like tap into um maybe what's on your mind. And I notice that this happens a lot with people who like are close um, in intimacy, and they know each other very well. But this is kind of something that's going to happen right off the bat, and I think it's only going to get deeper or get stronger. I've noticed that it happens a lot with like me and my sister specifically, and me and my husband as well. It happens to us a lot, which is really weird. It's like I'll think of something and then he'll immediately like answer the question. It's kind of freaky. Um, but yeah, so I don't know if you've ever had a connection like this before. It does feel like new and unique, but what they're saying is like you're communicating goes beyond words. Like you'll be able to communicate with each other. You'll know kind of, you can kind of read his body language or her body language, whoever this person is. You'll be able to kind of pick up on what's going on with them even if they haven't told you, and I feel like they will be able to do the same for you as well. So this is someone who's like really um empathic, like they're able to just really tap into that silent, connection. Let's see. I feel like when you guys meet, there's a desire to spend a lot of time together alone. I think that's ideal for your connection, is to not do any group dates, group activities, or anything like that. I think it's important that you guys make sure that you spend time together alone. I was hearing physical connection and I just got physical touch. So this connection has the potential to get physical very, very quickly. There's not anything wrong with that. Um, but I think there's just this attraction and burning desire that you guys have for one another that it's just like really hard to kind of keep your hands off of each other. So there is it's human nature to take our baggage with us and carry it into new relationships. It's human nature to do that. I feel like this connection will be so special that you won't want unhealed situations to interfere with the connection that's in front of you with this person. So I think that you both are going to try to allow healing from the past to occur at like an exponential rate because you aren't, you if okay, so for like example, in past relationships, like let's just say like a couple relationships ago someone cheated on you, you carried that into the relationship. That was almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy because you were so paranoid because you hadn't quite been able to heal from that it then became problematic in that relationship, and so on and so forth, and it perpetuates on moving forward. Well, I feel like when you meet this person, your instinct to continue that into this relationship is going to completely halt it. Like you are going to feel such a connection with this person that you're going to say, no, enough's enough. I don't want to keep repeating these same patterns. I want to break this habit. I respect and appreciate and care for this person so much, and this relationship means so much to me. I see so much potential here that it's holding up a mirror to what I need to work on, and I want to take care of this immediately. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense. Yes, yes, I see. It's like that passion there. Exactly. All right, let's keep going. What is coming toward? Okay, so Amy, there could be, this is like kind of like a side note, kind of unrelated in a way, but whenever this person comes into your life, an old flame might try to return to interfere with the connection. You have to, this could partly be what I was talking about when I said break those old habits, don't fall for the same tricks, don't go back to how things used to be, clear the way for something new with this person. Don't get distracted by things of the past, and that can include actual people, because this could be a test for you. If you want something new and you want something different and you really want to explore this with this person, make sure that you're not allowing other people or other history in general to interfere with the connection. I think that this person that's here for you, the relationship just starts leveling up very, very quickly. I think you guys don't waste any time. You guys just really kind of know that each other is what you want, and you just go for it. I think that, you guys might be the couple out there that moves into a relationship quickly, moves in together quickly, gets engaged quickly, has a kid together quickly. And I'm saying quickly because that's a relative term, but I'm saying like conventional quickness would be something that you guys might be doing. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can get any information about when this person will be coming in for you. Hun, you're not making dinner, are you? I, what is it? Swords. All right, so, well, hold on. Okay, so they're saying sometime in September, between like September, October of this year is when we see some movement happening with this person. Can you describe this person? Give me some air or some sun signs. All right, it's funny because I said, I don't know if you heard me, but I said, give me some air signs. And I meant to say, give me some sun signs. And I had the Queen of Swords for timing, which is Libra energy. So I think I just had air signs in my head. And then it's funny because I'm like, give me a sun sign. Now I have the Lovers, which is Gemini, which is also an air sign. So I think it's possible this person is a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, or there could be heavy air sign placements in their charts because for whatever reason, that's what I was hearing. Another great card, or another great, and I have Gemini. Gemini just came out. I swear to God, this person might just be a Gemini. So the King of Swords is also here. But a great quality of the Lovers is that this indicates that this is a perfect union or partnership, that there's romance, desire, friendship, shared values. Like basically, you guys just are very compatible across the board. All right. So let's move into your second question. Yes, I think it's gonna be in the summer, fall, time of year, Amy, and I am getting a yes that this will happen. So I think that whenever this move occurs, because I see Six of Swords, which indicates like travel, moving, definitely, I feel like it's gonna happen. And I'm getting it can happen anywhere from like Taurus season, like May, to Libra season, like October. So I feel like that's going to be like the timing in which the move exactly will take place. But I want to reiterate that yes, it can happen within this time frame, but I think it potentially could happen sooner than that as well. There's an indication here of being hasty or quick decisions or making an impulsive decision. So you might get a little bit stir crazy or have this desire to do this actually sooner than this time frame that you asked about. So there is that potential there. But to answer your question outright as a yes or no, I am getting a yes. All right. Amy, that's what I've got for you. Anyone else that's hanging out here, thank you for sticking around. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night, and I will see you guys next time.